SahajaYoga is such a fantastic thing that when people get their realization, they can't even believe that they have got it, first of all. The other day I had a minister from one of the countries and his wife, and he's suffering from some mental trouble. And when we raised his kundalini, he started feeling a tremendous cool breeze in the hand and cool breeze coming out of his head. He just couldn't believe his eyes. He couldn't believe it. He said, "What's all this?" I said, "How are you feeling?" He said, "I'm so relaxed that I can't think of anything. Just I can't think. I've never been like this. This is a new thing that has happened to me." Now, we have to understand also, logically, certain things about Sahaja. This I'm explaining for people. Those who will be now going out and speaking about Sahaja to other people, and how to deal with people who are intellectuals is important to understand. What are the hurdles they have by which they do not want to receive the message of Sahaja, and what are the barriers that really create a problem for them before and after. Now we'll deal with people who are Western people, we can say. They can be also Indians, they can be Asians, they can be anybody, but who are more of a Western mind than of the Eastern mind. So the first thing that we'll confront is that we'll have a mixture of people who will come to. There will be people who will be seekers, ardent seekers, and there will be people who have been hurt and mesmerized by some gurus or something, some sort of a spiritualist and this and that. You will get fanatics also, who might be seekers themselves. And there could be some people who could be absolutely fake also. Because it's a fashion these days. In a party you go, I live with people who are supposed to be very elite and mix up with them. And whenever they talk, I find they talk of seeking. Surprising. You see, they'll be taking wines and alcohols, this and that. And it comes to politics, then they will say, but there has to be some sort of a self-realization about it. Or they will say, we have to understand it rather deeply from a divine point of view. Or some sort of a thing they will hint at. So they are thinking of some breakthrough that has to take place. It is coming to them, maybe through their unconscious, maybe through their logic. They're arriving at a conclusion that something has to happen, and we are still confused because we haven't found the absolute. But despite that, among them, I find, as it is the topic of the day, sort of thing among people, luckily it is the topic. Even if they talk of economics, it comes to that. Then, among them, how many of them are really the seekers, or they are just doing it because everybody's talking of fashions and things? Like, I've never been to a race course, for example. And then everybody's talking about race course, so you feel so out of place and backward. You look so backward in that society. So you just go and read something about it and discuss with others and say, oh, all right, this I know one jockey, I know this, that, just to impress others. That also kind of people are existing. Of course, these people live day to day. They are not going to come to Sahaja so easily. They live on day-to-day basis, you see. Today we had this party, went to that party, came out and enjoyed this, met this gentleman, I know this man, that man, all sorts of things goes on. And I think they finish their life in this day-to-day basis wages that they get out of life. They're finished. They don't think of the beyond. They don't think that there's something else more to their lives. And that thinking is not there. But just as a fashion, they may talk about these things. Of course, among them there are seekers, no doubt. Them also there are seekers. But seekers are mostly not very successful people, because they do not find success so alluring, so tempting, so magnetic. To them, this it's quite vivid and quite clear-cut that those who are supposed to be very successful in life, in any field, say in money matters or say in politics or anywhere, they find that they are rather eccentric. If not eccentric, they are bit dominating. Or sometimes they find that they are very ambitious and that they little bit try to put down others by their eminence or whatever success they have got. So all these things come into the mind of a seeker who doesn't try much for his material success or doesn't talk much for his also intellectual success. He may read a lot just to find out what is the truth. That's a different sort of a seeking. That's not material seeking, but that's what so many Sahajogis who have been here have done also, that they have read too much. So you confront such people, a mixture of such people together. But you have to be prepared for every time. Because God has made this world with very care, but lots of variation, permutations and combinations are there. As I told you last time, there are 3 permutations and combinations. The first is the power of desire, which is on the left-hand side. Second is the power of action, or willpower, you can say, which is on the right-hand side. And the central one is the evolutionary one. Third one. So we have these powers, and these 3 create 3 moods. The first one is called as Tamoguna, right one is Rajoguna, and the middle one as the Sattva. So the combinations and permutations of these 3 gunas create different human beings, and accordingly their styles are and their seekings are, and accordingly they fall a trap to people who try to seduce them. Now the people on the left-hand side are more addicted to habits. Like if they take to alcohol, they'll become alcoholics. If they take to smoking, they'll become chimneys. Sort of thing. They go to the extremes to the left, and their willpower, which is the right side, goes on. The will, starts going down very much. And they cannot overpower their desires, these habits. The habits become desires. See. Then, to add to that also, when they see that by doing action, people have brought forth wars. This is super intellectual way of looking at life. Then what have we done? We have created atom bomb by thinking. We have killed so many people. We have done this, we have done that. All wrong things we have done by taking action. So it's better to go into inaction. Absolutely inaction. So when they think of these things, and why this materialistic world, all this creation and all that we have done, because of that we have aggressed other countries, so better go into inaction. Such people become prone to the left-hand side more. Then they take to drugs and things. And also alcohol goes hand in hand with too much use of willpower. Because if you use too much of willpower, you get so frightened of your ego and your action that you want to relax onto the left-hand side. Now the habit formation takes place, maybe from very childhood. And then the willpower is diminishing gradually when that habit becomes sort of a part and parcel of your being. Like, you see, in the Western modern society, to flirt is a habit. Flirting is definitely a habit. It's not a question of, it's not an innate need of a person. It is just a habit that is formed. And in a society, when it is accepted, that, it's nice to impress men and nice to impress women, it becomes a sort of a pastime for many people. And so even when they are grown up, they cannot get rid of it. Even if they are old, up to the grave time, they go about with it, you see. They just can't get out of it because it becomes such a habit and obsession. And the society also supports it, you see. So the whole thing starts becoming a habit, and you become so weak with it that you just cannot do it with your willpower, even if you try, or you justify it, I enjoy it. Like a lady who had cancer. I was treating her, and I said, you may have to give up your alcohol. She said, but I like my sherry at least. I said, now what to do? She likes means everything is justified. I enjoy my whiskey, she said. I said, now what am I to do? I mean, she'll have to enjoy her cancer also. But we enjoy the thing that brings you disease, but not the disease. And if we understand it clearly, that these habits give us problems which are most agonizing, most troublesome, they give you such bad effects in later lives that you rather have no habits and enjoy your life than to have these so-called enjoyable habits. Now people might say, what happens with flirting? You might say. It's a very simple question, you see. You'll be surprised those people who flirt too much lose their memory very fast. Your memory will be lost. Because your attention is moving all the time, your eyes are moving, you know the Swadhisthana chakra works so much. Your memory will be very weak. Apart from that, your attention will be very weak too. Your concentration will be very weak. And you will age very fast. Because when you are using your eyes for a habit, your eyes for the habit, imagine. Nobody could think about that. But Christ must have seen it. That's why he said, thou shalt not have adulterous eyes. He must have seen that part. So when you start using your eyes, you see, for something that is desire, to that extent, I mean, I don't know if it's any desire fulfilled or not, because I don't know what it gives you or gives anyone. It's not easy to understand. But whatever it is, if it is used for a purpose, which it is not going to fail. For example, supposing I use this glass for something like making a light out of it or something, it will break. It is not supposed to do that. So if you start using something for a purpose for which it is not meant, your attention can become very weak. Because your eyes are meant to see. And after your realization, your eyes are to witness. They give you the witness state. You do not, when after realization with your eyes, you just witness. The complete witnessing. Like now, I witness you people. Just I'm witnessing, nothing. I don't want anything from you. Only I'm witnessing as you are, all of you. And what I'm witnessing is the beauty that you are. Is what you are created as. I'm just seeing that. And the complete joy, that is you, which the Creator had in creating you, is absolutely one with me. I'm just witnessing that. Seeing you. Nothing more or nothing less. Now supposing I use my eyes for looking at a person with the idea of possessing it, possessing a person, which I cannot. I cannot possess anything, you know. I mean, for all rational people must understand, you cannot possess anything. I want to possess a person. And you look at a person with the idea of possessing. By looking at a person, I don't know how you can possess, when even binding a person you cannot possess. When you die, you have to leave everyone here. So this kind of a game, when it goes on, your attention becomes very, very low. And I've seen people have such horrible memories that one person rang me up, talked to me for half an hour, and asked me what should I do for the memory. So I said, all right, you put your right side on the left-hand side, try to control it, do this and do that. He lost his memory not because of that, but because of Hatha Yoga that he did. I mean, there are so many ways by which you can really lose your memory, but one of them is definitely this. So I told him, you put your right to the left all the time and try to balance it. When we put right to the left, what we do, we put our willpower on our habits. So again he rang me up, you see. So I asked, somebody was there, I said, now please, I talked to him for half an hour, I'm really tired. Will you ask him what is it, does he want? So he said, no, because I forgot everything what your Mataji told me. I said, again half an hour more? I said, next time you put a tape recorder when I talk to you, it will be a better idea. So this is what happens. And at a very early age also, people can start. One of the reasons I'm saying, it doesn't mean that everybody who loses memory loses because of this. But one of the most important things is that to keep yourself normal, try to avoid any habits that are forming by denying something. It's the best way. There's a very good poet, very well-known poet in India, who's written a nice couplet which I liked. He says that whatever this heart wants to see, you better not see. You see, better deny it. Because if it does again and again, that means there's some sort of a spirit or some sort of a nonsense that is pulling you. So, any habit or any addiction, say you are addicted to anything. Supposing you are addicted, say, to a piece of jewelry you have. Never wear it. Still, you feel like wearing it too much, donate it. Give it to somebody. Because there's nothing so important than yourself. But you'll be surprised when you start denying it, playing with your mind, playing with your desires. Whatever you want to have, you said, all right, we'll have it, and just don't have it. For example, you are going to a restaurant, you want to eat something. I don't know what you people like, but say you want to eat something special, anything, I don't know the name so much. There you go, and you just end up with a bread, finished. You have to play with yourself after realization. And it breaks then the link of that addiction. That is one of the very subtle conditions we have within ourselves. So today, as I am talking to you about the seekers who come to you, they have habits. They have habits. Say, we had 6 people who were drug addicts. I used to call them druggists and chemists. First, they could not even see me. They said they just see light coming out of me because their agya was spoiled, so they couldn't see anything, and all sorts of things happened with them. Then some of them felt that their body is going out of their body. The soul is coming out and the body is left there. They are seeing me from there, and all sorts of things, all experiences they have had with all kinds of drugs they had taken. You see, they had taken the left-sided, the right-sided, or everything they had tried. Now, to talk about drugs was really blasphemous. I just couldn't talk to them in the beginning. If I had said anything, they would have really shut me out. So the person who has to tell them should never directly come on that point, that don't take drugs. That one thing one has to remember, that when such people approach you, you should never start talking against that. I mean, you will be boxed for nothing at all, and all SahajaYoga will go down. So for a druggist, supposing he comes to you, what should we do? What should we do to him? You see? So we should start talking like this, that I was also a druggist, even if you are not. You may say that. There's no harm in telling them, because if you that way, you smooth the way. There's no harm in telling little lies just to bring them up to the truth. You see, you have to stoop down. To say that I was a druggist, or you can say my father was a druggist, or somebody nearest to you, whom you know, so that they do not get angry with you. See, because they are seekers. The trouble is they are seekers. These habits have come to them because they were seeking, and they went deep down into that seeking. In that seeking, they took to drugs, and that's how they become drug addicts. So now they're not normal people, and if you just talk to them in a normal way, as you would talk to a normal person, you can never save them. Now you are here out to save them. So the best thing is to talk to them in such a manner that they try to understand you. First, you identify yourself with them, you stoop down to their style of life, and then talk to them. That's a very good way of really bringing them nearer you and a very compassionate way of approaching. Or you can say a mother has to give the castor oil, then she gives it in a chocolate. So approach that. You'll be amazed, you can overcome their habits. Because Kundalini, when she rises, she herself corrects them. They start feeling terrible pain on left side, and then they feel comes completely this left side, no vibrations coming out, and all sorts of things they feel. And they start understanding it. So Kundalini herself goes and clears them out, makes them happy so that they do not take to these things. Because a person, when he's bored, when he has more time to think about other things, he takes to these things. So there is no time, because you become timeless. You go beyond time with realization. That's how you can overcome the left side. Also, you can raise your right side and put it to the left side. By raising the right side, you are raising your willpower and give it to them. But if you tell somebody who is a drunkard, you must have your willpower, you must have your willpower. He said, yes, I promise, I promise, I promise. Next day, he comes, how are you? And again finished. All promises are broken in 5 minutes as soon as he sees a bottle. That means all these promises are not supported by his willpower. So no use taking promises from him. Instead of that, try to raise his right side. If you raise his right side and put it to the left side, so the willpower takes over and can help that person to overpower his desire, because he's a seeker and he deserves all that attention, all that care, all that minute method of helping him out, even if he does not get realization. You know, so many people who have been alcoholics have been completely cured by Sahaja. So for all such people, you have to have patience and no anger for them at all, because they themselves are in a pitiable state. So imagine of a person who is an alcoholic on the street. Just think of such a person who is just on the street, thrown by all his people outside. With these people, if you try to be harsh with them, they'll never give up. But do not sympathize with them. That whatever you are doing, all right, go ahead with it. But in your own Sahaja method, if you can raise the right to the left, the superego goes down and the ego comes up. When it comes to the center, raise the Kundalini, and the Kundalini will come up, and I'm sure he can overcome that. But for this, you have to have patience, you have to do it again and again. Now, this we have been confronting many a time. But the whole approach should be of tremendous patience, as I said, of tremendous concern about it. These people have gone to that extreme also because nobody has any concern. After a certain limit, people just give them up. That's how they are lost. Now the people who are from lunatic asylum, say for example, we get people directly from lunatic asylum, certified mad, imagine. To our programs we get. Now what do we do with these mad people? We can get angry and ask them to get out. But they are seekers. This is your duty to see that they get realization. It's very important that they should get realization, they should not be lost. It's very simple to cure them, is to put their willpower over their desires or over their left side. It's the left side drag that has taken them to this lunatic state. Maybe a person who is emotionally very disturbed from childhood, he has the left side problem, like he had no mother, or the mother was very severe, or that stepmother, and all the left side problems, as you understand, are there. Or he has had a very bad time with his wife, or he had emotional problems, he suffered a lot. All such people, you see, sort of resign in life and become that kind. And they become mad. When they cannot bear it more, they become mad, because it's an escape. It's an arrangement made by nature itself, so that you do not face it. When you are mad, you don't know what's happening, you are not aware of it. Imagine to be mad and to be aware. What a problem it will be. That's why nature does for them. And our only duty is to raise their right side and put it to the left side and raise their Kundalini, which gives them the realization by which the vital energy starts flowing into him and he can feel all right. This is a very, very important thing which can be done. Now, a person who is more ego-oriented, we should find out what sort we are, can help such people much more than a person who himself is a left-handed. Because two crying babies will sit down and cry. But an ego-oriented person has a system built within himself that he dominates. So he has to learn how to put his right down and his left up. So the left side should be raised of a person who is ego-oriented. Now let us see the ego-oriented person. What happens to an ego-oriented? Ego-oriented man develops this habit, supposing from the childhood, he is intelligent, he's sharp, born like that. Then the people put them up. You have to run the race, you have to run the race, you have to compete in the race, stand up, stand first, you must outbeat that, you must outbeat that. All this competitive life starts. Then he gets into that mad rat race, as you call it. Then he becomes successful, so-called successful. Because of his action, also ego develops. Action itself gives a byproduct, as that I have done this, I've decorated this, I've built this Caxton hall, all sorts of things can come into his head. Once it starts building up, this I becomes a big balloon in the head, and it covers the whole head. Oh, I don't mind if it covers only the head part of it, but it also covers the heart. And it makes a person absolutely emotionless. The example is Hitler. Absolutely emotionless. There's no feeling left in such a person if he goes too far with it. Then he can kill, he can say, he can live by hurting others all the time. Such people all the time hurt. They cannot enjoy other people. They cannot be fond of them. They cannot love, in short. This ego business makes you extremely dry. And everything becomes either money, power, this, that. I mean, it's so dry. Everything is dry, you see. I'll marry a girl who is a princess. Supposing somebody says, then no, that ego orientation is there. With this kind of ego orientation, we have had all kinds of wars and all kinds of problems. And ego is added up in a society which is very competitive. I mean, there's competition about how you look, how you appear. There are advertisements that if you smoke a cigar, see, then you can impress others. Imagine madness. I don't know, if you smoke a cigar, how it impresses. But this is all built in, you know, the whole society has put this into your heads that if you have a cigar in the mouth, you are going in a Mercedes car or you are going in a big, this thing, Rolls Royce, then there's prestige. But rationally, let's see, logically, supposing somebody has a Rolls Royce, what does it matter? He's not going to give us. Why should we be impressed? If he's going to give us, then naturally we'll be impressed, all right. But nobody shares anything. You see, they try to impress us by what? For what? Why should we be impressed? After all, we are not going to get anything out of it. I mean, he's nicely going Rolls Royce, we are walking down. So why should we feel impressed by it? I just don't understand. But an ego-oriented person always gets impressed by such things. Because they have that slight ego in them, and sort of they see themselves sitting in the same place or whatever it is, I don't know how it works out. I have not experienced that kind of a thing. But it impresses people. Like I remember once, we had a governor in the place where we were living when I was a small child, you see. So we were going to see the governor because he was a great friend of my father and all that. He was always used to walk across and used to go for a walk. Otherwise also I knew him very well. But some people said to my father, some friends of mine, we want to see the governor. He said, all right. He said, we want to invite him. So, all right. He said, we'll take him. My father was describing, you know, my father was a great realized soul, and he described them. He said, they were so self-conscious that I couldn't help laughing. You see, they were young people, and they were so self-conscious, they were going to the governor. All the time they were putting their ties all right, their coats all right, and all the time they were walking like, I mean, there's competition about how you look, how you appear. There are advertisements that if you smoke a cigar, see, then you can impress others. Imagine madness. I don't know, if you smoke a cigar, how it impresses. But this is all built in, you know, the whole society has put this into your heads that if you have a cigar in the mouth, you are going in a Mercedes car or you are going in a big, this thing, Rolls Royce, then there's prestige. But rationally, let's see, logically, Supposing somebody has a Rolls Royce, so what does it matter? He's not going to give us. Why should we be impressed? If he's going to give us, then naturally we'll be impressed, all right. But nobody shares anything. You see, they try to impress us by what? For what? Why should we be impressed? After all, we are not going to get anything out of it. I mean, he is nicely going Rolls Royce, we are walking down. So why should we feel impressed by it? I just don't understand. But an ego-oriented person always gets impressed by such things. Because they have that slight ego in them, and sort of they see themselves sitting in the same place or whatever it is. I don't know how it works out. I have not experienced that kind of a thing. But it impresses people. Like I remember once, we had a governor in the place where we were living when I was a small child, you see. So we were going to see the governor because he was a great friend of my father and all that. He was always used to walk across and used to go for a walk. Otherwise also I knew him very well. But some people said to my father, some friends of mine, we want to see the governor. He said, all right. He said, we want to invite him. So, all right. He said, we'll take him. My father was describing, my father was a great realized soul, and he described them. He said, they were so self-conscious that I couldn't help laughing. You see, they were young people, and they were so self-conscious, they were going to the governor. All the time they were putting their ties all right, their coats all right, and all the time they were walking like something. They were never like that. You see, and he said, I didn't know what to do, and I was just feeling that I should tell them that there's nothing, it is to be very much relaxed. And all of them actually started stammering before, and they were such hooligans, I tell you, normally. And it was surprising that they just, for nothing at all, and he was such a simple man, this governor was a very simple man, and they all started stammering and shaking, and all sorts of things happened. So my father came and described it to me, and we both laughed a lot. And he said, I don't know what made them think about, because he was in a simple dress. He met them very informally. He wanted to be friendly, but they were so nervous that he didn't know what to do with them, except that they were conscious that they were meeting such and such person. There was nothing to remind them of that. So it happens. If you are ego-oriented, if you see somebody who is ego-oriented, you get impressed. It's a character. As the person who is super ego-oriented, he meets another superego, they just combine and they cry together. And the world is miserable, and we are the two most miserable people crucified by this world. And the other, they get impressed by each other. See, this one will praise that, and that one will like these people because he can impress, you see. And there's a mutual admiration society. They start a mutual admiration society. And that's how the ego starts bloating more and more and more and more. These are all the things, attributes which are extremely artificial. I tell you. They are all men created, human beings created. It's so artificial, just like plastic, we can say. A dog, if he wins a race, he doesn't walk with a special snooty nose, does he? If he wins a race, he is not even aware why he's made such. He just walks like a simple dog. If he sees another dog, he'll bark at the dog. He doesn't have all these special etiquettes at that time that I have won the race, I am first class first or something. He doesn't feel. It's very unnatural. But we have made it. Because, you see, it has come to us because of these three permutations and combinations within us, which makes us like. But the people who are in the center are not so much impressed also by these things. Not to that extent. Neither they are very much impressed by this, nor they are little indifferent time. Neither they go into people who are crying too much. They just don't understand what is there to cry so much for a small thing like that. Like a gentleman was transferred once, and I went to his house. Very unlucky that day. I didn't know how I went there. I didn't know he was transferred. And his wife was telling me about the transfer. As if her 100 relations must have died. The way she was crying about her transfer got such a fright. And by that time, I was much younger to her at that time. But by that time, my husband must have had at least 14 transfers. And they had, at the end of their life, one transfer, and they were so much crying. I was amazed at that woman. That, what is there? Changing a house. You meet somebody before changing the house, you'll die. They'll bore you stiff with the changing of the house. You'll feel like changing yourself completely the way they will talk about. Because, you see, little things, they make such an ado and a drama out of it, and you feel, oh God, what is it? And what do you find out? Nothing. These people are very fussy. They show off. It's very embarrassing to take them to any doctor also. If you take them to a doctor, be careful, keep out. Because they can do anything. I mean, I had a very funny, embarrassing experience. I took once one of my relations to a doctor. She was this time. And he was just taking her blood pressure, you see. She started screaming at the top of her voice, so much that I didn't know. I told her that it doesn't pain. I know it's, oh, you don't know what's happening to me. She's screaming at the top with a fear. They live with fear all the time. The slightest thing upsets them. So both the things are unnatural. There are many people nowadays are talking of insecurities, which is very common with the psychologists coming in with their new vocabularies and new ideas that they are putting on us. As it is, we are unnatural. Now, with these people coming on us, I don't know what we are going to become. Like, she should have this security, she should have that security, she should have mental security. That's why she does it. For example, I asked why women are not looking after their chastity. That's very important. That is the security of a woman. And why the men are not looking after their virtues? Because that is the security of man. I mean, that's the natural security you have. Oh, maybe she has a mental insecurity, so she's going into unchaste life. Who told you that? What is the mental insecurity? You have got financial security. Even poor people who are morally advanced, they would not give up their chastity for anything. Never. At any cost, they'll kill themselves, but never give up their. They'll never give up their virtues at any cost. They may be poor. And this is what happens to us. That the ideas come to us, we start compromising and having new values and new things. The innate and absolute values will remain the same, and we have to achieve that and attain to that. We have to re-establish ourselves to that. After coming to SahajaYoga, people tell me, Mother, if you want money, we'll give you. Take 2,000 pounds from us. Many Indians told me. But we have no time. We are busy working, you see. All right. They have no time. They'll give me 2,000. What will I do with 2,000 pounds? What am I to do? You go to another class of people. They'll say, see, we can join SahajaYoga. All right. But we cannot give up women. We cannot give up drinking. We cannot give up anything. If you want to have us in SahajaYoga, then we are willing to join. What do I do with them? It's very common. You have to transform. It's a transmutation that has to take place. SahajaYoga is not for sale, nor for having people just come along, you come along, to have a big grand people here, all drunkards and all addicts and this and that. We have to create beautiful people. Something so special that who can enter into the kingdom of God. There's no compromise with God. There's no compromise with divine. You cannot compromise. How can I say that you can do this? You cannot compromise. At the most, He forgives us. Because we have been ignorant, we have been innocent, we did not know that this was sinful, we did something, He forgives us. He forgives our sins. All right. Christ has died for us. When He is awakened, He sucks our sins. But we go on with it. We want to continue with it, despite the fact God has given us strength now. His Spirit is emitting through us. Despite the fact we are realized souls, we are giving realizations to others. How can we continue? We have to fight it. Like William Blake has said, that you have to do this and you have to do that. I mean, he must have thought of such people, but he does not know how much people have gone down, either to the left or to the right. So, this is what SahajaYoga is, and that's why. To come to SahajaYoga is a simple thing. To get realization is even simpler, because Mother loves you very much. But to maintain it and to progress it is rather difficult. Because I'm not asking you to go to Himalayas after realization, settle down there, don't meet anybody, don't talk to anybody. You have to live in this world with all its defects and with all its problems, and to pull it out out of its satanic forces, out of its doom. You are not to run away from it. So, you have to equip yourself with that wisdom, with that courage. Without courage, you cannot do SahajaYoga. Those who have no courage cannot do SahajaYoga. It's a waste of time sometimes, I feel. It's a very big flaw with me that I really want to give realization to everyone. And they falter after some time. So many people have been helped in SahajaYoga, all right? It is for your help. First, you are enlightened. A light is created, but light is not created to put under the table. You have to show light to others. And they will come when you will be the lighthouses, saving ships after ships and loads of people. That should happen to you. Why should it not? Because innately, you are that beautiful store of energy. Innately, you are that great creation of God, which is above all the creations. So it should happen to all of us. And this is the hope I have. And I hope I will have this hope all through. And you are not going to fail me in this. The nature is working it out. Your Kundalini is working it out. But you have to also work it out. Have patience with yourself. Work it out. Put yourself in proper places. Adorn your seats, we can say. Or, as they say, the throne of your spirit. Adorn it. And that would definitely help you so that you can help the divine and fulfill whatever is required of you. May God bless you. Have you got that poem of William Blake? I think we all should remember by heart. Have you got any one of you? Anyone who knows by heart can recite it. Have you got it coming? Come here. They know by heart. Now put your hands towards me and close your eyes. So today I have said 3 words, if you remember, is patience, or you can say compassion. That I said that you must have patience with yourself and patience with others. Then the courage. Courage is very important. Without courage you cannot do SahajaYoga. And the third is wisdom, which gives you discrimination, discreet behavior. These 3 things. You have to ask for these 3 things from the divine so that you are helped. Put your both the hands straight towards me, straight like this, just like this, and loose, little loose. No pressure. Put both the feet like this. Yeah, good. Jason, open the windows that side. Good. It's all right. Good. Now, those who have come for the first time, you have to see if you feel any cool breeze in the hand. Just see if you are feeling any cool breeze in the hand. Now, you cannot think about it. You cannot make it come. It has to work out. So, if you start feeling any cool breeze in the hand, just watch. It is a happening. It's an actualization of your baptism. You cannot just say it is so. It has to work out. It will suddenly shoot off. First you will feel there is no thought in the mind. Just go deep down. Give a ring to Bhajan. You'll just see this. Sahajogis who are sitting next to, behind a new person, put your hands and see if there is vibrations or not. All of you should take a bandhan. It will help, first of all. All of you should religiously take a bandhan.